think my whole life I've struggled with how much control I really have over my life, and whether or not life is just kind of happening to me. And after a long time of healing my trauma and just developing, meditating, becoming a better person, I think I've finally truly understood how much of an impact the thoughts and the beliefs I had about life have really affected me. Like, for instance, growing up, I um I just kind of grew up in a situation where I didn't have a lot of control over anything really. Like there was not really a lot of control over my life and the things that would happen. And this kind of carried over like pretty much into the rest of my life. Like growing up I was actually really depressed, like even like from a very young age. Um and it's not even until like maybe like a year or two ago that I've actually fully like cleared myself of that depression. Um and I think a big thing that was plaguing my depression and plaguing me as a whole was just the idea of like I had no control over what would happen to me, you know, and that's just not true. Like as a kid, it is, you know, there's you as a kid, there's just a lot that you don't have control over, you know what I'm saying? But like now, as a young adult, I realize like after clearing all my trauma and truly like breaking patterns and cycles of my past self, I realized like, you know, I actually do have a lot more control than I think, you know? And it's just really interesting to look back at my life and see where I was at. Cause like, if you don't know, I've like even made a whole business, a whole clothing brand, pretty much just trying to express this feeling I had within myself growing up. And that's like this is like the reason why I called it lab rat apparel. Because like I felt like a lab rat, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like a test subject. So to life, to God, to the universe, whatever you want to say, you want to call it. I just felt like I had no control. I felt like life was just gonna happen. Like things were just gonna happen. And like it's partially true, you know what I'm saying? Like there are just some things in life that you cannot control. But I'm realizing that, you know, the things that you can't control are out of your hands, you know? Whether or not you believe in God, you know, that's it's not your job. That's God's job. That's someone else's job. That's you know, that's not for you. But what is for you is the things that you can control. That's your own life, you know, your own decisions that you make. You know, like let me put it this way: there are a lot of situations in your life that you cannot avoid that are just gonna happen, or you know. But what you can control is how you react to them. You know, like for instance, if someone this is like a very minor example, but like someone cuts you off in traffic, like sometimes you just can't control that. You can't control that person driving their own car, you know. But what you can control is how you react. You can just be like, all right, whatever, I don't care, or you can, you know, have it affect your mental. You can have it make you a little bit tilted, make you want to be angry, you know, and that's I think that's something that's really important to look at and to analyze within yourself is, you know, how are you reacting to the situations? How can you better act and control the things that you can control, the things that you can affect, you know? And I think that it's that's just like a very micro scale, but it matters on the macro scale too. Because like ultimately once you do free yourself from like trauma and the painful cycles of life, you realize that like you're a lot more free than you think you are, right? Like it's almost like a weird feeling once you break free. You realize like I can just do whatever I want. I can be whoever I want. Like the choice is mine of who I am and how I want to live. And it's once you get to that point, it's a bit of a strange feeling because at least for me, because that's not really something I've ever had. You know, I never really had. the ability or the choice to choose, you know. And now that I'm like a young adult, I realize I can be anything. I can do whatever I want, you know. Like I live my life without limitation, and that's a beautiful thing. To know that I give myself the space and freedom to just be whoever I want, whatever I want to do. You know, doesn't mean I don't have my own like set of morals and values that I uphold. You know, like I still stand for something. You know, stand for something, fall for nothing. That's still something I hold close to my heart. But I don't limit myself on what I can do or who I'm gonna be. Because at the end of the day, like I don't want to be just any other person. I don't want to be like anybody else other than me. I just want to be me, you know? And that's something that's like really big for me and something that I'm really like appreciating is how much control I actually do have over my life. And just not feeling like just this helpless test subject, someone who's just, you know, a rat in a maze. Like that's something that's so big for me. And I wanted to share that today because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who struggle with this. You know, maybe you're struggling with this when you click on this video. But I just want you to take the time out of your day to really think about, you know, what things can I control? How can I better help myself? You know, that's why I recommend like meditation so much. You know, I meditated today and I processed a lot. Like I really like I wouldn't even have probably made this video today if I didn't meditate. You know what I'm saying? And anyways, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but I just hope that this can provide any sort of value to you, because it it definitely having these thoughts and having this reflection really has had an impact on my life and my mental and the way I think for the better about it. Regardless, though, I really do appreciate you for taking the time out of your day just to watch this video. You know what I'm saying? It means the world to me. So I hope you have a blessed day. I'll see you later. Bless up.